Hello and welcome back to another Minecraft Let's Play video by me, FoxyNoTail, here on the truly Bedrock survival server, and I just seen a very sneaky creeper creeping around as I was about to record that intro. He's no more. So, peepity peeps and poopity poops, as you may know if you've been watching my channel and my series on Truly Bedrock Season 2, you'll know I spent an awfully long time over at our industrial area, and you'll know I've spent a reasonable amount of time with Slack doing things and basically putting off working on my base. Now there are two reasons for that. The first reason is that I've got a vague design of what I want to achieve, but no real way of actually achieving it, as in I don't really have such an involved plan that I know what palette I'm going to use, what blocks I'm going to use, the decoration, the style, or anything like that. The other reason is that I'm scared. As daft as it sounds, I have very low confidence when it comes to building. I'm not ever so great at building. I'm not brilliant at particularly coming up with great designs. And after I built my house from doing plenty of research on the internet, it wasn't ever so well received, as in I was told the materials were a little bit boring, which I can understand considering it's made of cobblestone and oak, which for me, I feel like that is way more advanced than I would normally be able to build, but I guess for some of the people on this server that are absolutely amazing builders, it's probably a little bit far behind. So I guess what I'm saying is that it's really time that I pulled up my sleeves, got on with the job, and stopped worrying about what other people are doing and what everyone else is doing, and just enjoy building something. So I've spent a little bit of time in creative coming up with a couple of ideas for the start of this, and that involves redesigning that bridge over there because it's very plain, putting a new bridge in here as well as an archway and a wall around this thing. Now, I'm probably not going to get a wall around this entire thing in this video because this entire thing is absolutely huge. It might not look huge as I fly around block for block. It's tremendous. So I thought after waffling on, we'll give it a good start and see how we get on. Right. Anyway, I need to stop hopping about between all of these different places and actually start doing something. Jeez. So the block palette I've decided to use for the most part, particularly the walls, the bridges and the arch, are stone bricks and the variants, cobblestone, dark oak logs and stone buttons, and I've got some more dark oak there as well. And the first thing I'm going to do is actually tear out the bottom part of this bridge in order to make this bridge more interesting. And I have been playing in creative, so I've got an idea of what I'm aiming for, so I suppose I need to get cracking. And there we go. Over this slow fade, you can see we've gone from this old, not quite so interesting design to this new, not particularly complicated, but a lot more interesting design as far as I'm concerned. I think it makes a world of difference with a few more indents, a little bit of colour in there, adding the indentations in the side with the wood along the edges, and just changing the shape a little bit. It's gone from a 5-block wide bottom to a 3-block wide. I just think it really does add to the shape of the design, and I think it looks a whole lot nicer. So now we need one of those, but a little bit bigger, just over here. So I thought I'd give you a quick update while we do this time lapse, and I will start by saying recently we have just hit 25,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is an absolutely ridiculous number that I never thought I would ever be hitting in my whole life. And I've got to say I'm over the moon. Now, technically, I'm not really too fussed about numbers and subscriber numbers, things like that, although I do obviously like the numbers of people that watch my videos, but hitting milestones like that is something that makes me happy, obviously. I'm very proud of what we've achieved, and I say we because it's not just me, it's my community too. The community around me, not just the Truly Bedrock people, but the people in my Discord, the people from my Patreon, the people that watch my live streams and the regular viewers on my videos. None of this would be possible without you, so thank you all so much for that. Speaking of patron, I'm about to open a second VIP server for my patrons. We've now got over 100 members on the first VIP server, so we're opening a second one up on that as well, so that we've got more room and people that have been around for a little while can get a fresh start, while people that have not been playing on the original server too long can continue to play without having to lose their progress. Finally, as part of this chat, I just want to say that Nelly, my puppy, is doing really well. She has been with us just over a month now. We're going out for walks. She's brilliant. She's having a great time, and she really is an absolutely fantastic addition to the family. So there we go. I'll let you get back to the video. And that's the easy bit done. The two bridges looking rather decent now. Now I need to concentrate on the archway, which is going to lead to our walls, and the walls are going to take forever. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to the walls, but the archway should be fun. Let's get onto it. And there we go. I don't think that looks too horrendous. It's probably not the most fancy archway in the world. Probably certainly not the best build in the world. But like I said earlier, I am not a builder, and I quite like it. It's good enough. And the reason it might not be completely finished at the edges is because the wall is going to extend from either side of there going round. However, before we start on the wall, I actually want to experiment a little bit with some lighting. See, none of this bridge is lit. There are lights inside of that, which will keep it lit a little bit, but all of this is currently spawnable. So I'm thinking, what if we added a little archway at the beginning of the bridge, or at the beginning and the end of the bridge, and just had some lanterns dangling down from that? Now, I don't think that's going to look particularly nice, but if we potentially get rid of that and maybe put some wall in. Ooh, that was weird. No, that doesn't look very good at all. Probably want some shape then, I would imagine. Or maybe just some more size to it. Or maybe even some sort of almost like suspension bridge style ropes coming down to these points, so it doesn't just look completely out of place. Although I think we're probably getting a bit chunky with these blocks, and also in a little bit too much detail. Well, I say detail. Not really detail, is it? Just too much noisy stuff going on. Let's just have a quick look at that from the side. I mean, that doesn't look too horrendous, but the walls don't really go there because I've used them elsewhere, so they don't quite look right. Maybe if I used andesite walls or a different type of wall there, maybe even cobble to do that. But no, I'm not happy with that. I'm going to come up with something, but definitely not that. Something like that could potentially work, as it's a little bit of a lighter frame, but I still think it's not quite right. I still think there's something a little bit missing from there. Maybe these fences need to just arch a little bit more than that. And that just looks completely ridiculous. No, that's not quite right either. We'll get there. We will get there. Something like that's a little bit better, but it's a bit plain. It's a little bit plain, but I quite like that. I think that works quite well. Well, that's kind of got almost an oriental approach to it, or alternatively, I could just always go for the nice and simple fence posts with lanterns on the bridge, which kind of works quite well, actually. The alternative to that is also doing it on the outside. If we were to get the fence posts, manage to find a way over... Oh, geez, I've made this completely difficult to work with. Yeah, smash those buttons off and... Oh, geez. Yeah, like that, basically, is what I was getting at. Yeah, that could work as well, and that would add a little bit more 3D depth to the outside of the bridge. If I could fly... Oh, there's so much lag today. Yeah, that could work, maybe. You know what? I kind of like that. That's got a lovely look to it. I know it's not really like medieval castle design, but I really like it. With the bits on the bridge as well, I think that all goes together really nicely. It's quite... Yeah, it's lovely. I really like it. I'm sticking with it. Nothing you can do about it. Wall design. Well, I've gone for something very simple, which I think is actually quite effective and also very easy to go round corners and angles and replicate, which is ideal when I've got to cover an absolutely huge area in this. If you consider where this wall's got to go, it's got to follow the landscape all around here, all the way around there, all the way around to the other end and back again. So we wanted a relatively simple design that resources are easy to get hold of, that will repeat nice and easily. And the only thing this is lacking is lighting, which will be absolutely fine. In terms of the walkway at the top, it's 3 wide. It'll be a bit janky when it starts going around corners and things like that, but at this point I think it works quite nicely. But yeah, it's a nice simple design. It's basically that, just repeated with the cobblestone walls in the middle. And I think it works great. So yeah, let me add a bit more of this and some corner bits and some angles, and then you can see exactly how it's going to be looking. Many time has passed, and I've done a very small amount. Yeah, it's not as quick as you'd think, making this wall, although it's kind of cool. I like it. The walkway's nice and wide. It's a lot wider than I thought it would be, but I've actually adapted the design a little bit different from what I did in the test world, so that it is a little bit wider overall and a little bit easier to navigate. Unfortunately, you still can't get through the middle of it on the inside because of the way the walls and everything bend together and have to be shaped in order to keep the pattern. But overall, I like it. I think it works really well. And from still can't fly today. From a distance, I think it looks great. I really do think it's starting to look like a quite nice castle wall. But it is taking a very long time. And I've got to make this thing go a very long way. So I think this is probably going to be taking up many live streams. Well, it's been a little while since my last clip, and a lot has changed on the server in a short space of time. It's the next day for me recording this, and we have had an update to the server, including the addition of a new add-on, which I'll tell you about soon. And also in that time, my latest video has come out, and that's not the video I recorded before this one. It's actually the one in which my carrot farmers were not doing a very good job, and I have had many comments telling me all about how I've done everything completely wrong, and that these guys need to completely change, and I need to change things to make it work. Now, a lot of the comments were absolute nonsense, and it's not people's fault that they don't know, but when you claim something is fact when it isn't, then you should probably check your facts before you claim it. The ones that interested me the most were that people seem to think that the farmer will gather his carrots, put them in his inventory, and then he's going to use them in the composter in order to get bone meal to then re-bone meal the farm. That is absolute nonsense. I'm sorry if you believe that is true, but it is not true, and it has never been true. The villagers use the workstations very metaphorically. They stand next to it, the workstation makes noises like they're using it, but in actual fact they're just standing next to it, and that is a way for them to restock their trades. So once they've run out of their trades, they come to their workstation, they'll work there, and there is a chance that they will restock. They're not putting items out of their inventory in there, and they're not getting bone meal back out. So don't worry, the carrots he's harvesting, he's not wasting by putting in there. He still has a full inventory of carrots. Now, the other thing I heard a lot of is that they will only throw carrots if they are trying to make a baby, which is technically true and technically false. Villagers will throw carrots or food at each other when they are trying to breed, and they need full inventories in order to be able to breed. However, villagers will also throw food at each other when there is a villager without enough food in inventory. So a villager that has enough food in their inventory will throw food to a villager that doesn't have enough, because there are settings for the villagers that basically say if they've got more than this number of food items, then that's enough, but they need this number. So if he's got enough carrots for himself but not too many carrots, he won't feed that guy. He'll only feed that guy if he's got plenty of spare carrots. And the other things people were saying, a lot of people were saying that I need more beds in here. Again, going back to the breeding thing, and also just saying that this guy needs a bed. Some people said I had too many beds, but what I think is going on is that the people that were in here before this, I just killed them. And I think that this village is big enough that it actually includes the villagers from our breeder. So I think when I killed those villagers, or the previous ones, these guys were able to detect that, and therefore they're all very upset and they don't like me. I also think that those villagers are linking to these beds over here and getting rather confused to where they live, and I think what we need to do is get rid of all of them, move those far away, start with a whole fresh set of villagers that aren't angry at me, repopulate this thing, and then I think it will work. The farm itself is fine. The positioning of the hoppers and the fences is fine. This guy can't get any carrots because of the fences. The hopper minecarts are sucking up any carrots that do fall anywhere near him. That's fine. The position of the compost is fine, and the fact that this farmer is using it is fine. It doesn't need a slab on top to stop him putting his carrots in. He doesn't do that. And this villager doesn't need a bed. Right. The other thing people said is I can add more than one villager in here, which is true. I could put a couple more farmers in here, but I really don't see the point. That's not going to improve things. What we need to do is make these villagers happy. But enough of villagers for a moment. I've also been doing quite a lot of work on my wall. Now, it might not look like much has changed, but I've added quite a lot more in, including this tower on the end here. And I've done a little bit of work around the edges, just playing with some natural vanilla trees and a little bit of bone meal and some leafy bits, just to try and make it look a little bit interesting. And I'm really happy with how this is coming along. You might also notice that it's lit now because I've put lanterns on the inside to keep it all nice and light. First of all, to stop mobs and stuff spawning on it, and also because I just think it looks really nice that it's lit up from around the outside. Now, I mentioned we've had some changes to the server. Let me talk about those, but in order to do so, I'm going to need someone. And the person I'm going to need is not any of these villagers. It is in fact a wandering trader, and the reason I've got this bell, apparently if I place a bell down, that will signify the center of a village, which will attract the wandering trader when he spawns to come over to it. Now, we mentioned a few minutes ago that moving these guys around is going to help us determine where our village is. We can see they are responding to that bell already. I think the next thing I need to do is grab a couple of these or make a couple of babies, move those babies away, generate an entire new village somewhere else, put a bell down at it and start a new breeder. And I need it to be far enough away that it's not going to interfere with our existing village. So I'm thinking about bringing them over to our castle area. Now, I may add them in temporarily round here or somewhere out of the way to start with, but I think eventually I would quite like some villager dwellings inside of this area and just having free-range villagers running about on here. But I am going to need the wall finished off before I do that to stop them escaping, and I'm also going to need to make sure everything's completely spawn-proof as well to stop them being killed during the night. So yeah, for now I think we'll just move them away out of the way a little bit, but in future I think we will have this area as one really big village. Well, using MCC tool chest, my theory about the villagers combining has not panned out. They are in fact two separate villages. So there's this village here, which has the boundaries. One corner is here where these kelp blocks are, and the other corner is down inside the industrial area just down here. This is the other corner, which as you can see doesn't reach where our carrot farm is. And the carrot farm village, one corner starts here where these kelp blocks are, and the other corner reaches outside of here and goes over to where these kelp blocks are here. So the smokers in our kelp farm are technically part of that village, but we don't have more than 2 beds, so they're not looking to breed. They don't need any more. So we could technically put another bed down and see if that helps, but I really don't think that's going to solve our problem indefinitely. And these villagers are both traded, so they should be happy with me. So my theory is out of the window, so let me try some of yours. So the first thing I'm going to do is tear that bed up there because the villager in the middle can't actually see it, and I'm going to actually put it above his head. Hopefully, if I put it on top of this, he will be able to see it, and he should hopefully be able to link to it, and we'll be able to tell if he does because it should start sparkling. Now I need some full blocks. Jeez. If you're going to do it, you might as well do it right. Right, we're going to put one bed. Great. Oh, jeez, I'm making a right mess. Okay, so we're going to put one bed there, and hopefully that's going to get green particles on as the villager below connects to it. Hopefully it's not too high. Maybe it's still a little bit too high then. Okay, let's smash a couple of blocks. Well, hello. Let's put the bed on there instead. Oh, jeez. What about like that, sir? Can you connect to that? We're going to get some particles going off there. Sir, can you not reach that bed? Is that really too high up for you? I don't want to do it any lower down. I don't want to bring it too low because I don't want them to, I don't want it to get in their way, basically. Surely you can see that there. Surely you can see that and you can connect to that. It's going to make a right mess of this farm. If I put one there, are you going to connect to it? Are you even a villager? You're a moron. Come on, connect. Aha. Okay, so he was connected to that bed up there. I just didn't notice. I'm going to break that one again. That should hopefully upset you. Is it going to upset you? You don't care, do you? I don't care. I've given up caring. Let's put that there. Will you connect to it, please? I can't tell. I really can't tell. Okay, so I've added a couple of beds in here, but I can't actually tell if this guy's connected to either of them. I'm going to put a bell there. Will we be able to see if they're connecting to that? And if they do, are they then going to be able to reach to connect to the bed? I'm not getting any particles from these guys. Why not? Are you broke? Are you just useless? Ah, there we go. Now we've got particles going on. So this could potentially solve our problem. If those guys are connected to this bell, that bell should technically be the center of the village-ish, sort of. And then the bed should hopefully connect to them, so we should technically see... Go on, do it. Oh. Okay, so following more advice, I'm going to put a slab on there, but it's not because I'm worried about him not using it properly. It's actually because I want to stop him from being able to get on it and falling off and trampling the carrots here. So hopefully that will help. The other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to steal the farmer's bed. I don't know if this will help at all. And I'm going to... You were connected to that bed? Jeez, there's no wonder this thing's not working, is it? And I'm going to put the farmer's bed, if he'll connect to it, up here next to those ones. Well, someone connected to it. That's one bed connected. Yeah, the beds are getting connected to. This potentially is a good sign. It's potentially a bad sign. I don't know if it's going to upset him because he won't be able to sleep. I don't think it will be a problem. I think it's okay. Now, literally, all you've got to do is share your carrots and become best friends, okay? Please? Please? This probably doesn't help the situation, having all of the zombies coming round. So what I might need to do is a little bit of lighting up around the area because, yeah, we do get quite a lot of zombies spawning around here at night time. I don't think you're helping at all, mate. Jeez. Another suggestion I got was to add in an iron golem in order to help the villagers feel safe, which is a theory that I do not subscribe to myself, but, you know, I'm going to try everything that you guys suggested because something needs to work. But yeah, villagers in the code, they don't have scared mechanics on the Bedrock edition of the game, and they certainly have no idea that there is an iron golem kicking about. They don't feel scared or safe. They just dislike players if the players have been bad, or they like players if the players have been good, and that's pretty much it. So now that you've got protection, are you going to be doing some carrot throwing there, sir? No, like me? It's quite simple, sir. You just stand here, you throw the carrots, you just keep throwing them at your man. You can even stand right there and try and throw them at your man. You can look upwards, you can look downwards, you just throw them. Many. You just keep throwing. Throw them all day long. And throw and throw and throw. And they will all, my friend, all stack and 5 of them will go in here. Just like that. With nothing seemingly working so far, I think it's time I earned a little bit of favour with these chaps. Hopefully improve my reputation with these guys by spending my money and making these guys feel epic. So I'm going to buy even more junk that I don't want in order to make these guys extremely happy. This is what they want. They want me to trade. I'm going to trade like there is no tomorrow. Give me more emeralds, quick. If you've got more to sell, I've got more to buy, my friend. Give me all those cakes and give me all that glistering melon. Me and you are now bestest buds in the whole world. And you, sir, let's give me all that rabbit stew. Give me those rabbits. Yes. Give me the... Oh, I've run out of emeralds. Well, even so, we should be definitely best friends, all of us now. You've both got beds. You don't have a workstation. Let me get you one. Even though you're already connected to one, let me get you a workstation, sir, and you will be the happiest butcher I've ever seen. Not only have I got your smoker for you, sir, I also have more emeralds. Give me all of your steaks. Give me all of your dry kelp blocks. You are now a master. You are the best bestest villager I've ever seen in my life. You're welcome. Yes, please do shearings. Whenever you're ready, sir. Anytime you want. Today would be preferable. Having now achieved all of the things that you've told me to achieve, I haven't seen any carrots being thrown, but they are spending a little bit more time together now, potentially trying to breed, because obviously there's extra beds there now. I'm going to leave them to it for a little bit and go AFK and finally tell you all about what we've added to the server. And in order to tell you about what has been added to the server, I've had to come to a creative copy of the world because getting hold of a wandering trader in survival mode is not the easiest thing in the world to do. So I'm going to plonk a very strange llama beast down in front of me. There we go. Here's the chap, and I'm going to open him up. And inside you will see he has many new trades. Now this is a test pack, which means he is actually going to offer me every single mini block available to him. There are 158 altogether on the special pack that I've put together for Truly Bedrock, but on the actual server we'll only get 5 of these offered to us at once, and it'll be completely random. If you don't know what mini blocks are, they're basically very small blocks. So for instance, one of the special blocks we've got just for Truly Bedrock is a beacon. If I put a beacon down, a real one, I could also put a miniature beacon down. Now the mini beacons don't actually do anything, they're just for decoration, but they do look very cute, they look very nice, and obviously they are very much sought after. We have got lots of blocks. I've also got all of the leaf block variants, which will allow our builders on the server to be more creative where they're building, and also glass as well, which isn't featured in the actual pack that you can download from FoxyNoTail.com. If you're not aware, I spend quite a lot of my time making add-ons for the Bedrock community, and they're absolutely free to download. Here is the mini blocks one available on FoxyNoTail.com. We've also got mob heads, one player sleep, custom armor stands, courtesy of Dan Rob's Probs, spectator mode, we've got a chunk loader and all sorts of stuff going on there, and we've also got loads and loads of resource packs, server software, and all sorts of stuff you can get. Now the pack we're using on Truly Bedrock is almost identical to the one you can download through my website, except for these few blocks, and this also includes the scaffolding block. I really like this tiny little scaffolding, and what's really good about this one is that because we can sit on these blocks, because they're not retextured skulls, it looks like a little chair. It's quite fancy as a little chair. So now not only have we got all of the different mob heads on the Truly Bedrock server that we can get, we've also got all of the mini blocks as well, and it's absolutely fantastic. And like I said, the way we get hold of these is to go to the Wandering Trader and trade with him. We need an emerald plus the full-size block of whatever type we like, and we will get 8 of those mini blocks back, and we can trade each trade up to 3 times per Wandering Traders. We'll get 24 blocks in total for 3 emeralds and 3 of those mini blocks. So obviously this is not a unique idea. This is copied from the Java Edition version of Vanilla Tweaks. The difference here is that we're using full resolution textures rather than 8x8 pixel ones. Because we can, on Bedrock Edition, we're not limited to an 8x8 pixel block because we're not using retextured skulls. We can use full resolution ones, and I think they look really good. I think they look great. But enough about mini blocks for now. I'm back on the Truly Bedrock server, and it has been many time because I've actually been editing this video whilst being AFK, and I can tell you that I have seen the farmer doing many nothings. Nothing at all. He has, he's ripped some carrots out of the ground and some of them have fallen in the hoppers, and that's it. They've not changed. They've not swapped any carrots. He's not thrown any at them. So basically, all of my ideas are rubbish, and all of your ideas are rubbish too. Congratulations. We're all as rubbish as each other. Now, I just want to reiterate, because it seems that people ignored a significant part of my last video. This design works absolutely perfectly in creative mode. If I was to take a creative copy of this world right now, kill both of these villagers using creative tools rather than, killing them myself, and replace them, this version of this farm works perfectly. I don't need that smoker. I don't need those beds. I don't need to put a slab on the composter. I don't need the iron golem. It works absolutely flawlessly without any issue. There's no issues with them needing to breed. There's no issues with them throwing away their carrots into the composter. There's no issues with this guy standing on a hopper minecart on a carpet. There's no issues with them being scared of the zombies underneath or the iron golems. It works absolutely fine. The issue is, for whatever reason, when it's on the server and we're in survival mode, these guys just won't throw it. Now, it could be an add-on problem. It could be part of the add-ons, maybe affecting their AI. I doubt it very much because nothing should be fiddling with the villagers. It could be the fact that the BDS, or the Bedrock dedicated server, is slightly different from vanilla Minecraft, or it could just be that I've got a couple of rubbish villagers here and I need to add in some more villagers. I think it's probably that last one, so I think I will try one more time replacing these two villagers, replacing this entire village and seeing what happens, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll do that off camera, and hopefully in the next video we can see that this is a roaring success and we're getting many carrots. If not, then I'll just kill them both and, you know, I'll buy carrots from somewhere else. But on that note, I would like to say thank you all very much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do leave a like. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!